Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. My homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the Supremely Enlightened One. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Let's pay our respect to our teacher, Pinatloka Swaminasa. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. When you listen to the teachings of the Buddha, usually there are two ways of listening. Like, one is our final focus is not to be focused to what we are hearing, like our main focus, not the final, actually. We just let sound to go in, like we think that you are cooking and you're just playing the news and radio. You don't want to listen to that special music or news, so you just using it to overcome from your boredom. It's a one way of listening, but think that suddenly you hear some special news. Then what do? Your main focus is listening to that. So then you just pause your cooking and you just going to listen to that. So that's sort of a listening what we should have in the moment. Yes, in your mind, there may be different things going on. I have to do this, I have to do that. Yes, of course, yeah, we all have some things to do. But now we are going to listen to something, a special teaching of the Buddha, which teach us to practice the four Brahma Vihara, or the like four special the qualities of that loving kindness, compassion, and appreciative joy and equanimity in two different ways, which lead you to have a super freedom, happiness, and concentration in your life. So, why do we need this sort of meditation? Main thing is when we practice these meditations unintentionally, actually, why I'm saying unintentionally, we create some sort of rules in our life, and then we create kind of a narrow minds unintentionally, even we practicing our path. And sometimes we feel pains and sufferings in our life. And sometimes we feel like, I want to practice some meditation, but it's not get going. I don't have enough energy. So all these, whenever these things happen, we need kind of expanded, like broader mind. To create a broader mind, it's essential. It's very important to cultivate these four qualities. And it's like this: you may not understand the benefit of these four qualities before you practice, but when you go keep doing it, you will understand the great benefits which you can get from this. So since we have a slide for the which I have created, I will share it with you. Okay, so before we dive into the teachings, just take a moment to remember that what Buddha's teachings are. Soaka, the well discoursed, well proclaimed, Santitiko, visible here and now. What we are going to learn now, we can understand it definitely here and now. And Akaliko, it's a timeless, and also we can translate it like immediate. Immediate means whenever you start to practice that, the results will gain. Ehipassiko, inviting one to come and see. The teaching is like open to see or everyone. It's a teaching leading inward, leading themselves towards oneself, and to be known individual by the wise, or shall we say individually by wise. So it's like when you practice this within yourself, you will understand, you will gain the knowledge to be known individually. It's not like everyone getting the same amount of knowledge, the wisdom. It's like depending their capabilities and the other qualities. So when we say the Brahma Vihara, Brahma means it's like the great, and that kind of a greatest, for greatest living livelihood, we can say like that. We can give a translation like that. That means metta, karuna, mudita, upekka. So in Buddha's teachings, we all know that the Buddha never asked the outer world to change or expects from outer world to change our quality of our mind. Buddha teaches us to improve the quality of our mind by understanding our own mind and improving it. So why so? The all mental phenomena are preceded by the mind. So whatever the things arising in our mind, not because of someone else, it's actually it's proceeding by mind. And mind is their chief, and they are mind made. So if someone speak or act with the corrupt mind, sufferings follows like the wheel follows the hoof of the ox. Actually, the like that wheels follows the ox, so the sufferings will come to their life, even though they wish or wish not. That's how the consequences are coming. If someone do with pure mind in something, speaks, act, or something doing it with pure mind, happiness follows that person like a never departing shadow. So like a shadow. So when you do good things, yes, it's good to remember and it creates kind of a happiness in you. But even you forget that you have done these things, karma is something it never forget. It will pay you back. Actually, how you accumulated your karma is the way you are. And then when we say the metta means the universal love and the goodwill towards all beings without discrimination. So why we say it's universal love? First, it should be a love. The love means like a mom who has only one child and how she shares the boundless love and the kindness to everyone. In that way, spreading love and kindness to everyone without any sort of exception. So same love and same kindness to everyone. So which means that love deserve you as well as everyone in the world. Sometimes uh, when we talk about the loving kindness in that way, just take a moment and think about yourself. Do you really love yourself? We all will say yes, but have you seen that even though people say that I love myself, they go and drink alcohol? Can we give poison out of love to someone? We can't do that. Which means that this is something important to know. Even though we say that we love ourselves, that love and our ego is a two different things. Sometimes people say, I love myself a lot, but even though they can't overcome from some sort of a painful thought patterns, even though they know that these thought patterns hurt them a lot. As an example, think that someone having depression. At that time, even though that thought pattern create pain in them, they keep on thinking with that. So why so? Even though we say love and kindness, we have love and kindness ourselves. Actually, we don't have at that moment. That our ego comes first and our ego asks to be a servant to our thought, the present thought pattern. So we are going to the danger. Keep on going to the danger. Why so? The reason is, even though we say love, we love ourselves, actually we don't, or that love is not arised in our mind at that moment. So sometimes people regret about the things which they have done. So do you think we can regret out of love? No. And it's not the path which Buddha said even. But people keep on doing that. So it's not the solution. There are the other solution to do. So which means that loving kindness is not that the ego ego-centered feeling which people usually say, I love you, which means that there is a clear like a gap between the real love and loving kindness or the metta and the ego. So that's what I want to bring it up. We all have this feeling. Actually, this feeling arises not in humans, even in animals. The same feeling, as an example, that boundless love which a dog mama has towards its son. The same feeling, nothing different. So then the karuna. Karuna means that the wish to relieve others' suffering, which means not just seeing someone, oh, they are not in our group, they are not in our side. No, not like that. That wish to relieve others' suffering, like both sympathy and empathy together. It's a great feeling towards others. That means you can feel others' sufferings. It's something like it's something happened to you yourself. That's sort of a quality, and it's a quality, and it's a great quality what we should have in our life. Then the mudita. Mudita means the joy in the happiness and success of others. So this is also a very important thing. Why I'm saying that, you may have seen when someone say about their achievements, they like people in the social media, they put hearts and say congratulations, and there so many good words are there. But what matters most is whether you actually you just doing it because you want to do it. Like if you don't do that, it's not nice, or whether you actually feel it and do it. So that's where do you really have that mudita? Do you really have that appreciative joy? Do you really appreciate others' happiness? That's the most important thing to think of. So you can see this within yourself. Usually when we learn, we can see how others do, that help us to see. That means definitely we may also have this sort of defilement, but most important thing is we have to see it within ourselves. But since it's really difficult to see our own defilement, we can see someone else having that. You may have seen that people struggle to appreciate others' joy, even though they say congratulations or say the other nice words. How can we know that? Since they can't directly share their unhappiness about your achievements, sometimes they may say it as a joke. You may have seen that. Like, since they can't appreciate your happiness, like sometimes they indirectly, since they feel hurt when you success, what they do is they indirectly, like a joke, like making kind of something, like share their unhappiness, because they also know that it's not nice to feel jealous and share that jealousy. So this can happen in yourself also. Actually, if someone think that I do not have this jealousy and this part in my life, you should reflect your own life a lot. A lot. Why? If with the ego, this competition arises in our mind, that means there should be, this jealous can be hidden somewhere else. Still we may have not seen it. If you really don't have it, yes, that's good, and you're happy to have such a mind, and it's good to meditate and cultivate and improve it. But it can rise, especially in a fast-paced life in a country like here, because we can't stop, we can pause, we can't move aside and see the world, because even you want to take a pause, or like it's pause, the bills don't pause. Bills will come, and therefore it's always that struggle, financial stress, expectations are there. So when you have such a life, jealousy will arise. So mudita means joy in the happiness and success of others, which means you appreciate others' happiness. So what is the benefit you get? You can be with the way you are, and you can move forward the way you in your speed. In the meantime, in the same time, you can be happy like a billionaire if you can appreciate their joy, like a millionaire if you can appreciate their joy within yourself. If you can appreciate someone's having a better family, someone, if you can appreciate someone's career development. So then even you don't have that, you can appreciate it, you can feel that happiness like it happened to you. So this meditation helps you for that. So there is an indirect benefit when you practice mudita, which is you will never run out of your energy to practice meditation. So when you practice appreciate your joy meditation, it allows you to have energy, have gas to move forward in meditation path. So it's a secret. It's the opposite of the arati. You will gain that quality of energy to keep practice your meditation consistently. So it's a clue that if you ever feel like, oh, I don't have energy to keep practice, move forward, then practice mudita. Then the fourth one is the upekka, the equanimity, the balanced, impartial mind, which means not being happy or not being unhappy, just taking it as a part of the reality. Oh, that is the life. So it's the life. Whether something happened to you or something happened to the others. So why do we need to balance these four? Do you have any idea why do we need metta, karuna, mudita, upekka, all four? Instead of just one or two.
Oh, sorry, Bante. Could it be that they support each other, Bante? I'm just thinking out loud.
Those are supporting each other. That's one thing. Are there any other?
Oh, I was thinking maybe you have to have one to develop the other. So it's like you have to develop each one instead of having them all together. It's like you kind of have to develop them all together. It's like once you develop one, it leads to development of the other, and then they kind of fall in line.
Right. So yeah. So like the same first answer, right? Little.
I was thinking because of seeking an aversion.
It's a new word to me. What's the aversion?
Oh, aversion.
Yeah.
Do not like, to be against, to
Against,
dislike.
yeah. To overcome from that. That's what I was saying.
Yeah. So I think that that they would cause or bring about either seeking or aversion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that's also a good, good answer. Do you have any idea other than that? Think that you practiced one or two of these.
Is it something that you actively seek to develop, or is it some of those that comes as a product of your practice? For instance, like you don't say, I'm gonna try to I can't remember exactly the prompts that you had, but in terms of other suffering that you don't necessarily sometimes actively try to cultivate that, but it happens
Right.
because of your following I don't know why or how, but either following the
Usha.
precepts or chanting or meditation, and that it's something that arises on its own.
Yeah, actually, there is a sutta like that, Usha. When someone practice mindfulness indirectly, they practice the compassion and loving kindness towards others. We may have discussed that sutta also here, and yeah, that's a very good answer.
Bante, on another thought, maybe because four of them, they are counteracting that Samba Sankappo, Bante, they make it complete for us to practice that right intention, also to counteract that greed, hatred, and delusion. We need all of them, Bante.
Actually, that's correct. So as in the path, when we practice these four rises as the right intentions, so yes, and I want to bring something special which may help you in these days especially. Think that someone practicing, okay, yeah, so if someone think that someone practicing compassion hard, so that means they feel others' pain, and they wish that pain may fade away in their lives. You practice that compassion more and more in your life. But when you see the news, things happening completely opposite. You see bombings, see dying people, and so then you need a solution. It feels like you are suffering within yourself, and it can lead you to the anger also. So as an example, I know one very compassionate monk, and that monk on the freeway he saw unlike in the America, in Sri Lanka, so usually if animal meet an accident, so people try to rescue and do kind of a help, but it's not a common practice in here according to the protocols, as I heard, and one of my friends said he's a policeman. If a deer or some died in the meet an accident, so they has to shoot and kill that animal not to create another problem, like again making an accident also. So one day that very compassionate monk, while in the driving, his driver is driving, he saw that a bird hit on a vehicle and made an accident and being in a site. So out of his compassion, he can't let that incident go in his mind. He wanted to go back again and take care of that animal. So yes, in compassion wise, it's a very hard form. Like it's something everyone like a compassionate people will feel. But there are some practical problems if they're really going to do that. And it's if someone stop in a freeway vehicle, it can itself create a problem. Someone else can meet an accident. So likewise, so if even your compassion, if you do not have a way to balance it, you will be in trouble. So you should have the friendliness to the world, loving kindness, and you should at the same time you should have the compassion, and you should have the appreciative joy. And also you should have the equanimity, which means you should have very balanced and neutral mind. Sometimes you can't help, and you just at that time you should have the ability to just see, oh, this is part of reality. This is just a part of reality, and this is the sansara. This is the way of the lives. So we have to understand that. If not, we will stuck, and when we attach to something, it creates sufferings, pains. That pain can arise the angers. So therefore, it's better to practice loving kindness, compassion, appreciative joy, and the equanimity, just only practicing one. And it creates the emotional balance. So balanced emotions means that you have control over your emotion, because meditation is not being emotional. You cultivate good quality, but it allows you to broaden your mind, but not to let that emotion to control your whole life. So we should have that quality in our life. So that's what I wanted to say. Okay. So when we practice these meditations, we need to know how to practice these qualities. There are two different ways of practicing this meditation. One is appamana, or the spreading direction-wise, spreading in the 10 directions. And then the other one is the gradually expanding, or the mahagata. That's what we usually, most of the time, we do at the monastery. So these two ways described in Anuruddha Sutta in Majjhima Canon, third book. So spreading in that and that direction wise, 10 direction wise, this is how it says: meditate spreading a heart full of loving kindness to one direction, and to the second, and to the third, and to the fourth, and to the four intermediate directions, up, above, and below. I practice spreading a heart full of loving kindness everywhere, all around, unobstructed, expansive, limitless, free of enmity and ill will. So this is how the one way of spreading loving kindness. Just imagine that you create love and kindness in your heart, and you then direction wise, like you spread that. Just try to feel that feeling. That means you think that you're spreading, as an example, to the north direction. May all the living beings in this direction may be free from anger, be free from ill will, free from jealousy, be free from mental and physical sufferings. May they live in peace and may they live happily. So likewise, direction-wise. So when you feel like, my mind is clear to this direction, the boundless love and the kindness, you go to the other direction. Think that you are spreading to the east direction, and then to the south, then to the west, and to that sub-directions, intermediate directions, above, below, and all around. So then you create kind of a concentration with boundless love and kindness in you. If it is compassion, boundless compassion in you, boundless appreciative joy in you, boundless equanimity in you. So this is a one way of practicing. So now you know that words matters, but most important thing is the feeling, creating in your heart, and you can use your own thoughts which you feel a lot, because words which I use may not the words you feel when you want to practice that quality. So you can have your own thoughts on that and spread that love and kindness, and then start your day. Think that with this amount of love and kindness, you drive your vehicle. Even though you drive the same vehicle, but your mind is totally different. You feel amazing, kind of amazing amount of happiness in you, like a broader mind. Like it's hard to describe, but you feel it within yourself. Like your awareness, your mind is like well broader, expanded feeling you get. So this is a one way of practicing. So if you have any question practicing direction wise, let me know. Then after that, we can move to the other one. Just try to think and feel that. When you try to feel it, if you don't feel or if you don't have any clue, you can ask it and we can clear it. So remember, you may feel like, okay, this is not just sitting and meditate, only for just sit and meditate. Okay, we can do this while doing the other stuffs also, because this is like creating a immune, creating a kind of preparing yourself to experience the world with these four qualities, instead of being afraid of what will be the next experience, next data, or the things which I receive from my sense faculty, and will it put me down? No, you have a huge preparation in yourself, like you have body armor in you. You don't mind what sort of weapon firing from the other side. You know that you have the best firearm in you with this. Why? You filled your all senses with this quality and boundless quality. Think that you are a teacher and you are going to work with some co-workers. They are not so nice. Think that you are in a family. Some of your family, like members, not so nice. Most of the time, the rest of the world will say, okay, I don't know what will happen, what he will say today, what she will say today, but let's see, I'm helpless. But you will say, it doesn't matter what the others say. Others says, I have prepared mind with loving kindness, with compassion, with appreciative joy, with equanimity. Think that you have compassion towards someone, like boundlessly. Think that someone starting to complain or insult or throw all the words they know. Do you know what will happen because of your compassion? You feel like, oh, now she must be feel happy because he released his anger, at least for a moment. Yes, of course it's bad karma, but at least for a moment he must be feel really relaxed because he put his all like out. That's sort of a out of compassion. So instead of waiting, hey, they shouldn't be do such a thing. They shouldn't do such a thing. Instead of seeking the justice for you, you can put their shoes and see the world. And you can appreciate the other's happiness. Think that someone want to compete with you, and someone like someone want to put you down, and they, after they achieve something, they always say things not nice, like forgetting all the good things you have done. Like, but you can have that the balanced mind with equanimity. If not, what will happen? Your mind will say, I have done this and this to these people, but they don't mind, and they forget that. They don't have gratitude. And so we are thinking in a wrong way. And but it's not the right way. Okay, this is the other way, gradually expanding. We all have practiced this, and I don't want to describe it a lot. It's like, this is the quote from which we can find in the sutta. Anuruddha saying, here householder, monk dwells, having filled and fully committed his mind to the idea that even just a one tree root is vast and spacious. This is called an expanded liberation of mind. Again, householder monk may dwell, having filled and fully committed his mind to the idea that two or three tree roots are vast and spacious. This is to called an expanded liberation of the mind, which means that starting towards you or in your house all the, now of course no one of us meditating under a tree, so you can start with your house. So all the living beings in this house may be free from anger, be free from ill will, like creating loving kindness or the compassion, appreciative joy or the equanimity, and fill it until you feel comfortable. Okay, I have spread my this for whatever the Brahma Vihara, like to each and every living being in this place, and then expanding it to the next level, like to the neighborhood, to the town, to the county, state, country, to whole world. So like guys, expanding it. So that's the other way. So what you get in return, you have a very broad mind. This is the most important thing. Okay, let's talk about that a little bit. Broader mind means that someone else insult, someone else don't care, someone else ungratefulness is just one data out of millions use to your mind. So your mind is not narrow to that because you see a vast picture. Even that person's, you instead of identifying it as a person, you see that because of this reason, this mind arises. And when that reason is no longer there, that mind doesn't arise. Likewise, see the vast picture. It's not so narrowed. So if you have this quality, the others can't influence you. No matter what news channel you watch, no matter what social media you follow, they can't narrow you to their expectation. Why? You see the data as data. It's a one single data. And your mind is so broad. So it's the opposite of that. Think that you are training a dog to fight. Then what you do? You always create anger in the dog. And then pointing a direction and showing that it's a danger and you have to take the revenge. Then dog suddenly forget all the rest of the world and then connected with that thing. So like guys, that the data, when data comes, when we experience things, our mind always narrowing. Actually, if someone buys something, it's also narrowed something. Yes, of course, just don't misunderstand that you shouldn't buy anything or you should, it's not like that. You should buy things and what you should earn money and you should do everything. But sometimes we think the pros and cons and ourselves and take something, but there is another way, like the others pitching it to us. If you are working on a marketing side, you know that you just highlight all the advantages of the if one thing and forget about the disadvantages, and bringing our mind to buy something, to take that. So it's like narrowing our mind for a moment to that thing. So there are some marketing strategies like guys, and there is a very famous one. So and that kind of a competitors, the Coca-Cola and Pepsi, and there's a story like asking that what will happen when there is a Coke vendor machine and the Pepsi vendor machine. Everyone will say them, like if anyone doesn't know about the way our mind works, or they will say, okay, that the revenue will divide to and reduce from one company. But actually the opposite happens. So when there is only Coca-Cola vendor machine, people feel like, okay, do I need to buy this or not? When there is Coca-Cola and Pepsi together, they feel like, what should I buy, the Coca-Cola or Pepsi? Then that in their mind, they already that willingness created, like that means that choice passed. Then they has to reach to one thing. So like guys, in our mind also, when we have some sort of that means when we lose that the fundamentals of our that qualities like loving kindness, like the qualities which help us to have a broader mind, then our mind narrow into some things, and ego and the, of, defilements can lead us to do what it wants, what the defilement wants. Anger doesn't want to see the beauty of the world, but anger wants to take revenge. When ego arises, ego doesn't want to take revenge, but ego wants things to ourselves. And there is another defilement called the muck. Muck means not ready to see the other's qualities, that not ready to appreciate others' qualities. When it arises, it doesn't want to see someone else's good qualities, even they have. If someone think that if someone has a million of qualities, mind is ready to escape that million and see that small micro the bad quality the other person has. This mind is so creative in that. When that defilement arises, it pointing it, bringing it up. Yes, so even though you see so many good qualities, I see this, and to the mind, since mind is so narrow to that thing, that micro bad quality feels like the Everest mountain. That's how it works. So that's why we need to practice these qualities direction-wise and then the boundary-wise, and expand it and have a broad mind, wide understanding with the quality. So when you have these qualities, it can create concentration. It can create concentration. That concentration allows you to break, like say, improve the wisdom until the liberation. How you do that? With this quality, it creates a concentration. We call it samadhi. In that concentration, you can break that concentration into 5 aggregates. This is the rupa, this is the form in my concentration. This is the feeling in my concentration. This is the perception in my concentration. This is the volition in my concentration, and this is the conscious in my concentration. And then see the nature of that. That means seeing the impermanence, and then the non-self of that, the sufferings in that, even in a concentration. So see, first we talk about the sufferings of that loss, or the insulting, or that the bad words. But at the end of the meditations, we see the sufferings of the concentration of happiness. Why? It also has suffering, rising, falling, no authority. That's where the liberation comes. That's where the freedom comes. If we have a freedom based on condition, how can we it's a freedom when that conditions are not under our control? It's a temporary freedom. So the full freedom is that freedom from non-attaching to all the conditioned things. So that's what we need to understand. So the other thing in the slide is, which I meant, is about the 11 benefits of the loving kindness meditation. I will just say it to you. Okay. Before we say the benefits, let's see what you get from your own loving kindness. Since you all practice loving kindness, we'll ask and know what you have before we go to the sutta. No one has anything?
Patience.
Someone say patience.
Patience.
I just feel good about myself, even doing this love and kindness too.
Yeah, self-confidence.
Yeah, self-confidence.
Yes. What else?
Calmness in the mind, Bante.
Sorry, Usha?
Calmness. It's Linda. Calmness.
Ah,
Tranquility.
yeah. Yes, that's true. Calmness. What else? That's all.
I was gonna say forgiveness.
Oh, wow. That's a very important thing. Forgiveness. That definitely comes with loving kindness. That's all.
Gratitude?
Ah, yes. Loving kindness allows us to open our gratitude. Because when we being angry, even though we know these people do good things, our mind is not ready to think about that. When we forgive, loving kindness, we can appreciate what they have done to us, even they are not continuing it to us.
Empathy too?
Yes, empathy. Okay.
Patience.
Yes, patience, Josh, that's true. Yeah. Now let's say what Buddha says about this. So when we practice loving kindness, but it's like this, right? Mettaya bhikkhave ceto vimuktiya. Loving kindness, ceto vimukti means mind is fully liberated from the anger, which means that the opposite, that mind liberated by practicing a loving kindness. That means full of love and kindness, that no exception. Metta bhikkhave ceto vimuktiya. That sort of that loving kindness, that's a loving kindness actually. Asevitai, bhavitai, bahulikatai, yanikatai, vattukatai, anutthitai, parichitai, susamanatai. All these words says that developing like that. Asevitai means just like just practicing, like shall we say, like trying to practice. Then the next level, continuing it, bahulikatai, regularly, that doing it consistently. Yani katai, vatu katai, like a vehicle, like a costume. Like a costume means it's always with us. Anuttitai, parichitai, susamaradai. That means that our mind is well stable, established in that quality, that completely practice that. Eka dasani sansa patikanka. You should, patikanka means you should be ready to expect that happening to yourself, which is sukhang supati. You will have happy sleep. That means happily sleep, like that very comfortable sleep. Sukhang patibhujyati. Comfortable waking ups, which means that you are ready to wake up with comfort instead of fighting with your alarm or whatever. And then na papakan supinam pasati. No nightmares. No nightmares means that you think that for some reason you see some sort of a bad devil or something in our mind. Mind can manifest different things. That also you don't feel upset about that. You will feel happy in that also. Think that you are seeing a kind of a ghost, zombies in your dreams, but it doesn't make you a night dream, a nightmare. It will be your sweet dream also, because they will be nice at you. Because your mind is full of love and kindness, which means your mind is accepting, not rejecting. Your mind does not fall into that trap of nightmares. Manusana piyo hoti. The others one will be friendly with you. And amanusana piyo hoti. Bad spirits also will be friendly at you. So then think that for some reason you had to spend a night in a cemetery you'll be happy, have a happy sleep, like a very comfortable sleep there. You won't fall into that trouble of fear and scariness. And Devata Rakkanti, good spirits will protect you. You will see it in your life. So the good spirits are being with you. You may not see as people, humans, or living beings, but with the incidents, you will feel like, oh, good spirits are with me. And it says, Nasa Agiva Visangva Sattangva Kamati. You won't get hurt from the fire, poison, or any sort of weapons. You will get kind of a security, or kind of a protection from that because of your love and the kindness. And it says Tuhatan Chittan Samadhyate, which means you will be able to easily concentrate. And then Mukavanno Vipasidati, you will be so beautiful because of your love and the kindness. We all know that, right? When you're angry, no one will be able to see your face directly, like a monster living in your face. But when you don't have anger, it feels so beautiful. And asammoho kalankaroti. When you die, you don't afraid about that. You don't panic. With right mindfulness, you will say goodbye to this world. That means your mind is prepared to accept it, the death even. And uttaring appati vijjanto brahmaloka upagahoti. Even if you fail to attain the enlightenments, like enlightening stages, you will reborn in the Brahmin world. That means peaceful, concentrate, conscious level where the souls reborn in because of the concentration they have practiced in their life. So there are 11 benefits mentioned in the teachings. So from this first 9 we can experience before the death. One we can experience at the death. The other one after the death. So as we already said that the benefit of the loving kindness, it's good to practice. So this is very important to know and remember, which is when you get angry, you should forgive not on behalf of someone else. Sometimes we feel like, okay, I will let go anger thinking of you, but no, you should let go the anger on behalf of you for the sake of yourself. Because even a single moment, if you hold anger, you are the one suffering. And because you're suffering, you need the justice. If you let go the anger, even justice arises or not, you are moving forward. The rest of the world living in the past and losing this precious present moment, expecting to take the revenge or justice until again to move forward. Until then, they live past. There are people in this world, they let go like 2, 3, 5 years of their life until the justice arises. And after the justice arises, they try to be present. It can be, it may be not. But why should we create pain, suffering in ourselves on behalf of someone else's mistakes? So therefore, understand the benefit of practicing these 4 qualities. So all of you may have practiced loving kindness. Give it a try to practice compassion or appreciative joy. And if you feel like, okay, my mind is not ready to meditate, remember it's time to practice the appreciative joy. Think that you're in a Sunday in-person meditation or day-long meditation or in a meditation. You feel like, okay, oh, I want to meditate, but my mind is not ready. Just open your eyes and see the others who are meditating and see someone meditating peacefully and appreciate their happiness. Wow, he's meditating so peacefully. When you appreciate that, first you will feel like some sort of kind of a pain or some sort of thing in your chest, but just remove it, filling with appreciative joy. Why we feel such a pain? Because we also need that, we don't get that. So forget about that pain and appreciate the other person's happiness. Then your mind will ready to move forward. Then keep doing that. Then you will get that benefit. Okay. This is what I want to share with you today. We ran out of time and you may want to have a peaceful sleep as a benefit to of your own loving kindness. Let's take a moment to share the blessings. Say sadhu 3 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Today, we learned about the 4 Brahma Vihara and accumulated merits. By the power of these merits, let's share these merits with all the divinely powers and your past relatives. And let's share these merits with our teacher, Pinath Lokaswaminans, and all the monastic monks. And let's share these merits with our wonderful volunteers and all the meditators and participants who came today to practice and learn the meditation teachings of the Buddha. May you all be well, may you all be happy, may all good wishes come true, and may you all able to understand the 4 noble truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.